Hello, YouTube world, friends, family, and subscribers. Welcome back to Rebirth. I stepped away for a little while because I had some things that I had to do and I was making a transition, new position, and thank God for it. It's a blessing, and I'm going to do a little bit more in healthcare than I've been doing before. But let's move on to today's topic: the immune system and the difference between bacteria and viruses. When we talk about the immune system, we always hear people talking about they have a weak immune system, or their immune system is normal and okay, it's strong and it's doing its job. Your immune system is what help you fight off sickness like the common cold. And when you don't have that, it can't buy you time, so to speak, to be able to go to a doctor, give them your chief complaint, and get through the system to be treated. So remember, we must find ways, which is out there, to strengthen our immune system and keep it healthy and normal. But let's get into this. The immune system is a host defense system comprised of many biological structures and processes within an organism that protects against diseases. Your immune system is adaptive and innate, which is comprised of an army of cells that's inside and outside of your body, waiting as a defense team to fight off harmful bacteria and viruses. Now, I just mentioned the two types. Let's talk about what they do. The innate immune system relies on the recognition of particular types of molecules that are common to many pathogens, but are absent in the host. This part of the immune system that serves as the body's first line of defense. And the strength of it is the fact that generally in defense, it is able to act quickly when it notices when these little predators like other bad bacteria is coming to cause harm to the body. So they don't wait around. They are very proactive. And that's the innate immune system. And it also makes sure, for an example, if you have a breakage in the skin, there's a small wound, and it's detected before any bacteria can get through and it's going to come and spot it out and destroy it within hours. A few hours, it's taken out by the defense team. And that's part of your immune system. And we need that. That's the reason why it doesn't hurt sometimes that you notice some people like myself. I go to the GNC store, not promoting it, but that's where I would go sometime, and I would pick up immune health. You can get it at CVS's anywhere. But you can pick up those little bottles and you can take, and then what it is it's a supplement, it's a vitamin that help build up your immune system. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you feel like you need to, before you take anything like that, any vitamins, run across your PCP. Just tell your primary care physician, hey, listen, I would like to do something to help strengthen my immune system. And he will give you, or she will give you, the information you need. It's out there. The second one is the acquired immune system or adaptive immune system response. And this response is carried out by white blood cells in your body. There are two broad classes of such responses: antibody responses and cell-mediated immune responses. And they are carried out by a different class of lymphocytes called the B cell and T cells. Now, this is a more sophisticated type of defense. And I'm talking about the adaptive immune system. It's a more sophisticated type of defense within the immune system. So the adaptive immune system saves us from certain deaths caused by infectious agents, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. The primary function of this immune system, this adaptive immune system, is to destroy invading pathogens and any toxic molecules they produce. So this guy is like, the first one, let's say, is like the ground force military, which goes in like the Army, but this is more or less like the Navy SEALs. And they just going to take people out. Special forces. Let's do this thing. And those are your two types of immune system that your body have working for you to protect your body from these viruses and diseases. Now, what is a virus? A virus is a microscopic agent that it is between living and non-living. And why do they say that it's between living and non-living? Let's look at that. When you look at a virus, it is not said to be surviving outside of the body, although you can find viruses outside of the body because they would be on countertops, tables, door handles, you name it. Kids are sneezing their hands and they won't wipe it off. They just grab a door handle and keep it moving. If that child has a virus, he just left that virus on that door handle. Someone else come behind him or her, grab that same door handle to open it. It's been passed from that person to the next. That's the reason why it says between living and non-living. Another reason why it said between living and non-living, because it need a host. A virus cannot totally survive without a host. And that's the reason why the virus is always trying to find a way to get inside of your body to get to the cell. Once it gets to the cell membrane, it's going to try to penetrate the cell. Once it penetrates the cell, it goes inside of the cell, and that's when it does its work. But it can't get in through the body except from a mucous membrane. Your eyes, your ears, your mouth. So remember that. That's why they're always asking you, cover up. When you cough, cough into your arms. You don't want to spread anything. When you handle things, you don't want to bring your hands to your face. That's why they're wearing masks now. They are also wearing eye protectors like goggles that some people are doing. It's getting to the most, basically. But it's to protect themselves. You can't blame them for that. And like I said, the fact that it needs a host in order to survive and reproduce. A virus is a sub-microscopic infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cell of an organism. We are considered an organism. Within us are cells. Okay? So it has to get inside of the organism to find the cell in order to penetrate the cell so it can reproduce. When we speak of these viruses, they can live outside on surfaces, like I said before, tabletops, door handles, kitchen countertops, bathtubs, sinks, etc. Once this virus get into a mucous membrane, like I said, your eye for an example, it penetrates the cell and inserts its own DNA. The viral DNA will take over everything inside of your cell. Remember, your cell, your cell is what produces the things that your body needs. Okay? So, your cell will stop manufacturing things like protein and other bacteria that it needs to help protect the body on the inside. And it will set up its own manufacturing plant and start producing infectious cells and viruses. Everything is being infected. So the cell going to produce, that virus will produce many viruses. And it's going to stay inside that cell until that cell get to the point where it cannot hold those viruses anymore, and it busts open. When it busts open, you got thousands of viruses just running out, because remember, this microscopic size. So it's going out, and they're going to go attack other cells. And as they attack those other cells, going to replicate the same thing that the first cell just did. So that 1 goes to 2, the 2 goes to 4, the 4 goes to 8, the 8 goes to 16, so forth and so on. Multiplying. This is why they are saying, we can't understand why this coronavirus is moving so fast. That's how it's moving so fast, because it's replicating itself. Its reproduction speed is so high. And it's taking people out. Particular virus will build a manufacturing plant inside the cell, continue to create more viruses, and it will unleash all on that inside that body. Viral infections are treated by antiviral serum. And some viruses has a lifespan up to 4 weeks. Now that depends on the circumstances, also depends upon what type of virus we're targeting. Now when we talk about the coronavirus, it is known and stated by the CDC and the World Health Organization that the coronavirus can remain infectious on an intimate surface at room temperature up to 9 days. That's a lot of time for that virus to do what it needs to do to that one human body. And that's the reason why washing your hands is so important. That's the reason why safe distances, 6 feet, safe distances. That's the reason why staying away from large crowds. All of that is important. Remember, people, you are in the driver's seat when it comes down to who you be around, how much you keep yourself clean, washing your hands, sanitizing your home, spraying Lysol, wiping down countertops, door handles. You are in the driver's seat. This is on you. You can't blame the government. You cannot blame other people. I'm just saying that, yes, there may be fault to throw out there, but let me tell you something. Right now, we don't need racism. Right now, we don't need to be throwing fault. Right now, we need to be supporting each other and trying to do everything possible to lend a helping hand. That's why I do videos. This is my way of looking out for the other man, the other woman. Okay, let's talk about bacteria. Bacteria are microorganisms that are made up of single cell. Many infectious diseases are caused by viruses and bacteria. They can be found in a wide variety of environments. Most bacteria are harmless and do not cause disease in people. In fact, you have a large number of beneficial bacteria living inside of your digestive tract, because the bacteria helps you to digest your food. Some bacteria can cause disease in people, such as pathogenic bacteria, which can cause tuberculosis, gonorrhea, and strep throat. Antibiotics are often used to treat bacteria. I want y'all to really understand this. A lot of people say, I'm going to get this and I'm going to get that. Antibiotics are used to treat infectious bacteria. Antibiotics cannot kill a virus. So they're not using antibiotics on viruses. Let's get that straight, because it cannot kill, because viruses have a different genetic, so to speak, structure. It's built different. It has a different output, and it manufactures itself, replicates itself differently. So you can't take an antibiotic and then kill a virus. So when somebody says, I got a virus, I'm going to get antibiotics, you're not getting an antibiotic. Okay? Let's just make that clear. Now what I want to talk about is minorities. I want to talk about, because this is a channel that reaches out to minorities, and that's all minorities. I'm talking about Black, Africans, I'm talking about Asians, I'm talking about all minorities, U.S. and abroad. Anyways, let's look at this. Many Black Americans do not trust their healthcare providers to act in their best interest. Research has shown that there's not a trust between healthcare officials and African Americans because of history. History has proven that the type of care that has been given to African Americans has been subpar compared to their white counterparts. Now, that's not to say that every white person is not going to care when they're doing their jobs as a healthcare provider. But what it's saying that history has shown that this has been the case, and that's why there's a disconnect, and they don't want to trust anymore. So you don't have especially Black males are not just running to the doctor every time they get sick. They tough it out. Even when the wives are fussing them, you need to go to the doctor, they'll tough it out because there's a disconnect. There's a lack of trust. We need to build trust now. This is a time that, and I'm speaking this to any healthcare person that watches this video, this is the time to start building trust for all Americans. Show everybody that the healthcare system can be trusted. I work in healthcare, and I know there are good people in healthcare providing great care. I'm one that I don't care who comes. I'm ready to help. And I want you to be your number 100 best walking out that door. That's how I look at it. I want to make sure you get quality care. So I'm going to do my best to make sure you are lined up with the right PCPs or whatever I do to get you connected with the right people so that you will get the care you deserve. Another thing, if you as an individual feel like the care that you're receiving is subpar and it's not where you want to be, you have a right to say, hey, listen, I want to stop. And you can go get someone else. You can find someone. There's a list of many doctors. And if you're on some type of work insurance program where you have a list of doctors that you can choose from, use the list. Use the list. Look through those providers and pick another one if you feel like the one you're with ain't doing you right. You don't have to stay up under that doctor. You have the power to make that decision. Like I said before, research has shown that Blacks are much less likely to report and trust in their physicians and hospitals. They are also less likely to seek treatment or be compliant with the recommended treatment plans. A lot of it is not understanding treatment plans and not having someone there that can go through the medical jargon and explain it to you. This is not only African Americans. Asian Americans have that problem. Hispanics have that problem, as well as Indians from India comes over and they're not 100% fluent in English. They also have that problem. So it's not just African Americans, but I'm just putting it out there because this is about minority health. So remember that this coronavirus is nasty, and we need to set aside our differences. We need to stop worrying about whether or not you are the right ethnic group. And then I'm going to give you my best. No. To my fellow healthcare professionals, let's give our best all the time. Because I'm going to do that no matter what. So, the medical community should care about this collective sense of Black distrust in medicine, as it is a major factor in the well-documented health disparities between Blacks and whites. We got a lot of work ahead of us. And I tell you what, Corona will make sure we get on our A game. I see it as I speak right now. We have to be the best that we can be as healthcare professionals right here, right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Right here, right now. I want to thank you all who listen to my videos, who have subscribed to my videos. And I would love if you have any questions. Put it within the comments. When you make your comment, shoot a question to me, and I will come back and start answering questions in the next video that I published. So as I publish videos, I'm going to answer the questions from the previous video that I get. So please have some questions, comments, put it in the section below. Like my videos. Let's keep pushing positive affirmations. Let's stay safe. And during this time of Corona, let's stay away from large crowds. Remember your 6 feet. Stay back 6 feet from people. If you got to shop, go get what you need. Get out of there. Go home. Get with your family. And relax. A lot of us are working remotely. So we get to stay away from all of the activity. We can work from home. Those of you that are, God bless. But those of you that are not, please practice safe distances. And if you got to work in close proximity with people, wear your mask if you have one. Be careful how you're handling, if you're handling patients, the nurses, you nurses out there, I know you're well trained, you know what to do. Okay? Those of you that have family members at home, remember, you don't want any and everybody walking into that room if you do have someone sick in the house. Let one person handle that individual at a time and make sure that they're washing up and cleaning up behind themselves and everything else. There are protocols. Go online, get those protocols, and let's meet those protocols. This is Robbie Williams from Rebirth. I thank you. God bless, and I hope to see you again.